Got to do it.
Yeah.
Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
What's up? Jeremy Long is not here as usual, but I am here. Oh, of course, right as I say that, make fun of him. There he is, Jeremy Long, John DeMarsico. We're all hanging out. 4th year in a row, boys.
Hey-o, good to see
Hello.
you guys. Oh,
Jeremy,
sorry. I just
if you're not early, you're late.
read my headline.
It's gonna be a long night.
I was typing that.
That's pretty accurate.
Joke.
Let's do a breakdown and just get into it real quick. John, how'd you feel about 2025 in film?
Oh man, 2025. Listen, when I did my top 10 list this year, I felt like such a normie because quite literally my 3 favorite films of the year are Sinners, Marty Supreme, and One Battle After Another. It's like I know like that's everybody's favorite films, but this has been a year where I feel we got 3 stone cold classics. I mean, Sinners, I've seen it 4 times. It's, you know, and you know, we've avoided spoilers all day, but Letterboxd did ruin something for me. They got 16 nominations tonight, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that out there right now.
They broke the record.
They broke the record. So I think 2025 has been a fantastic movie year. But you know what? I think every year is a fantastic movie year. I come on here every year and I'm talking about how great movies are, and you know, I'm preaching to the choir here, but you know, it's there are very few places that I'd rather be than inside of a movie theater, and 2025 was no different.
I am stoked because normally I am the one of the 3 of us that is screwed, and I saw like 12 movies from that calendar year. I saw almost 133 things in theaters in 2025, which for me is pretty great.
Yeah,
Ryan, I know I've enjoyed your Letterboxd this year because you're seeing stuff that like I can't even get to yet. It's like, how is he watching all of this? And so bravo, like you've probably seen more than me.
No, well, maybe. I think there's a few we're probably going to talk about tonight that I've still missed. Like I still haven't seen Frankenstein. I've still missed. Is that most of the big ones? We'll see. There might be a couple more. Jeremy, what about you? 2025 as a year in film.
I loved keeping up with Ryan's movie outings at his theater. I'd be like, which quintuplet feature are you doing this weekend? Hello to everybody in the chat. I enjoyed this year. I was talking to somebody the other day at work, I think. It's not, any year. Everybody who always is like, oh, this was a rough year for film, or it seems like every year there's people that say that, and I'm like, I found plenty of stuff that I loved.
Same.
And this year was no different. One thing I will say though is that I have less 5 stars in my ranking. I if you follow me on Letterboxd, I have a ranking I do of all the films that I've watched that in any given year that came out that year. So last year, my 2025 ranking. Which then informs my best of the year list, of course. But I had less 5-star movies than I usually do. I usually by the end of the year have like at least about a dozen, and this year I had about like half that. So I don't know, plenty of 4.5 stars. So still a lot of great films that are just shy. But I was surprised. I don't know if it's just the quality of films or my taste getting more picky as I get older.
Travis says your lowest ranking for 2025 was 4.5 stars, which is probably pretty accurate for Jeremy.
That's not true. There's plenty of low. I mean, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Only 3 stars.
Can I give it negative 4.5 stars?
How many 2025 films did you see, Jeremy? Do you have the number overall?
I do have the number overall. If you give me just 1 second, because I have my letterbox right here. The answer to that question is 271. 255.
Jeez. What about you, John? Do you have a number for the year?
Of 2025 films, I saw 147.
Dang, that is.
You guys are pretty close. You and Ryan.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up my list. I probably should have had that ready. So my list for 2025, which I've watched a couple more in the new year. I was up to 157, so I'm probably around 160.
Not bad.
Not too bad. For all of us, that we can actually give a fair judgment this year. That's pretty great.
Ryan, those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up.
I'd say this year, but no, I'm probably going to drop dramatically everything I'm doing now. Well, let's just get right into it, guys, before everybody starts spoiling stuff. And so, sharing from the Academy page, going with whatever order. I've not checked any of this. Let's go right into it. And for everybody that does not know, these were revealed live early this morning. We wanted to do it as soon as they could, but it's a busy life for the
Unfortunately, our schedules didn't link up until. So I did my best to avoid all spoilers, and I succeeded. I got rid of notifications the minute I saw the word Oscar mentioned or something from any kind of social media outlet or anything like that. Stayed off the Discords, only hopped on social media to post about this, basically. But I got one spoiler. Now, of course, I'm not changing. I'll let you know when we get to it. I'm not changing my picks at all or my predictions. That would be unfair. But I did get one spoiler from a coworker who just walked right over my desk and started, "Look!" And before I had time to go, "Ah!" Then it was too late. I had already heard one thing.
How has spoilers been for you there, John?
Oh, I like blocked like 20 different terms on Twitter /X, and I was really busy today, so it was pretty easy to kind of go under the radar. Like I said, Letterboxd gave me a notification about Sinners, so I'll be predicting that in every category. But no, I'm excited. I wait all year for this. I watch all of the the precursors, and I'm really into this. This is a celebration of movies, and it's like as I get older, I almost feel as if the Oscars are more representative of my taste. I mean, last year with Nora winning, it's like I think we're at the age now where like we're being represented almost. This year it's it's going to be Sinners and Paul Thomas Anderson film. Like the movie, like some of my favorite movies of the year are going to be on the Best Picture list. So that's exciting.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would. I mean, if my predictions are at all close to accurate, which I like to think they usually are, we're in store for some pretty great genre picks and other things that are against the norm of the Oscars for the longest time, getting nominated this year, which is a great thing.
I'd curse Letterboxd for spoiling the number of notifications there for John, but I do kind of want to praise Letterboxd for announcing our exclusive press release this morning for a tenor releasing in Stolen Kingdom. So check that out. You've all heard that story hopefully by now, but let's get back to the story at hand. So actor in a leading role. Let's start with John. John, what are we thinking for this?
What are we doing? Are we doing our guesses first or our list?
Let's do guesses first.
Okay, guesses. Lead actor. I have Timmy, Leo, Michael B, Wagner Moura, and Ethan Hawke.
I am identical on that list.
I have almost identical. I have 4 out of the 5. I was gonna go with Ethan Hawke because, quite honestly, I would like it to be Ethan Hawke. He blew me away in Blue Moon, but I was flip-flopping back and forth for the longest time, and then I thought, you know what? I think a certain movie is going to be in the Best Picture category, and usually that goes hand in hand with at least a couple other nominations in other categories. So I ended up going with the sixth pick in most people's list after Ethan Hawke, which is Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein.
Got it.
Ooh, wait,
all right.
Jacob Elordi, isn't he supporting?
I thought he would have been supporting.
Oh, is he supporting? Oh, I have him in both lists.
Jeremy just played the long game. All right, let's check these out. So we've got Timmy, no surprise there. Let me zoom in some. This is ridiculous. Timmy, Leo, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan, and Wagner Moura. Any shocks there? Like I honestly, I'm kind of surprised they gave some attention to Blue Moon. I like that they did.
I was going back and forth between Ethan Hawke and Jesse Plemons for Begonia.
Same.
So listen, if you're gonna award anybody in that movie, Blue Moon, it's obviously Ethan Hawke. I mean, it's a transformation. It's very Oscar baity. Wasn't probably my favorite movie of the year, but the performance was definitely worthy.
I loved throughout that entire film how much he did not look like Ethan Hawke, and then near the end of the movie, he puts on a hat, and I went, "Oh, it's Ethan Hawke."
Exactly. I watched an interview with him, and someone was like, you know, you've never had to be ugly before. You've been Ethan Hawke your whole life, and like, what was it like to be like, you know, somebody that's like 5'2" and like balding, you know?
Yeah. All right, Jeremy, who would you want to see in this list? Anybody that is here that you wouldn't want to see, or somebody that you'd love to see in there?
Yeah, honestly, my list is almost completely opposite, except for Ethan Hawke, who I did love. Blue Moon, as John said, not maybe my favorite movie of the year, but 4-star movie that I really loved, and I loved Ethan Hawke's performance. Somebody in the chat, Connor, just pointed out Joel Edgerton. Joel Edgerton was on my personal list for Train Dreams. I think it's his best performance of his career.
He was great.
Yeah. I also, the other three I had was Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, and Brendan Fraser for Rental Family. That was my personal list.
Good movies. John, what about yourself?
I had Michael B. Jordan as my number one. I mean, 2 roles. Sinner's my favorite movie of the year. I also had Timmy. I included Jesse Plemons. We talked about him in Begonia. And my 2 other kind of wild cards that were some of my favorite performances of the year were Dylan O'Brien in Twinless.
Yes.
Amazing movie.
Also 2 roles.
Also 2 roles. And big year for double roles, by the way.
It was, yeah.
And my 5th one, I'm always, you know, kind of near and dear to my heart. Nick Cage in The Surfer, a movie that I actually really like.
I've not seen The Surfer yet, so I will give you that.
Oh, you got to check it out.
The Surfer is actually on my top 25 of the year list. That's how much I love it.
Jeremy, me too.
So my want list is actually very much a combination of the 2 of yours. John's list was entirely my want list, except for The Surfer, and I would throw in Lee Byung-hun from No Other Choice. I loved his performance in that.
Nice. Oh, yeah,
Amazing movie, great performance.
All right, next up is actor in a supporting role. I'll go first on this one. So my supporting, I've got Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Jeremy, who are you guessing?
I have. Did you have Jacob Elordi on your list?
I did not. No.
One difference we had. I have Stellan, Benicio, Sean, the One Battle After Another boys, Paul, and Jacob Elordi.
You're probably more right than mine. Go ahead, John.
I've got Skarsgård, Del Toro, Penn, Elordi, and Paul Mescal.
Nice. So you guys are identical.
Are identical.
All right, let's go through this. Benicio del Toro, not really a surprise there. Jacob Elordi, yeah, I kind of figured you guys would be right there.
Whoa!
Hey!
Wait a minute, wait. Okay, so who's going to get snubbed then? Maybe Sean Penn?
No, can't be.
Maybe Paul Mescal.
Whoa!
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's
Paul
wow, Paul Mescal
Wow.
not getting one. That's kind of surprising here.
That's kind of surprising. Obviously, I would have loved to have seen him win Best Actor in After Sun when he got that
Yeah,
nomination,
yeah.
a couple years.
Surprising, but deserving. I mean, sometimes the Academy does this. You know, a young actor versus a veteran actor.
Yeah.
Delroy Lindo should have been nominated for The Five Bloods a few years ago.
Agreed.
This seems like a little bit of a redemption for him here. When I tell you my list, Delroy Lindo's on my list for what I was hoping for. So I'm thrilled to see him on here.
I mean, I got to be honest. I kind of expected if they were going to do something from Sinners that it wasn't going to be him, but it was going to maybe be Jack O'Connell
or Miles Caton.
Yeah, literally, it could have been either one of them. That is incredible. This is honestly, this is pretty close to my list. Jeremy, what was on your want list here?
Frickin' Stan in the chat. He hated Hamnet. And meanwhile, it's one of my favorite movies of the year. I'm thrilled that Delroy Lindo got nominated. I agree with John. It's ironic that you bring up The Five Bloods because I have a movie club at work where every Wednesday we watch 2 movies each week, and every Wednesday. Anyways, it's too much to explain, but one of the things is we pick a genre, and then everybody in the group picks a movie from that genre, and it just so happens we're on war movies right now, and we literally just watched The Five Bloods, which was my first time watching it since its release in 2020.
Nice.
And Delroy Lindo is so fucking good in it.
Yeah.
And I am flabbergasted to this day that he wasn't nominated for that. And I was really hoping he was going to get nominated for Sinners. And so I'm really thrilled to see that. He's on my personal list, as well as Stellan Skarsgård, Paul Mescal, Benicio del Toro. So some of the same people that did get nominated. And Jacob E. Jupe from Hamnet, one of the greatest child performances I've seen in who knows how long.
Yeah,
I was stunned. And I just want to give a special shout out to Jim Belushi in Chronology of Water, who really blew me away. And I just thought he was really good in that. And it's great to see this little Jim Belushi renaissance happening between that and
Song Sung Love.
Song Sung Blue, yeah.
It's the Belushi songs. John, hit us with your want list here.
I got the 2 One Battle Boys. I got the 2 Sinner Boys, and I have Kevin O'Leary and Marty Supreme as my 5.
Interesting, O'Leary. That's a fun take.
I don't even watch Shark Tank, but I thought he was fantastic. And
I mean, he's playing himself. Yeah,
I know. I would have fully supported the ending that Josh Safdie has proposed in all of his postpartum interviews. I thought that would have been great.
So I'm actually completely in line with John again, except for instead of Captain Shark Tank here, I had David Johnson from The Long Walk. Would never have been nominated, but I think that performance this year is took the entire film. Absolutely.
Nice. I love The Long Walk too. It's also in my top 25.
All right.
I guess maybe a little too much of a genre film to get any kind of recognition.
100%. I mean, at the same time, we're talking about Sinners over and over again. It's the most nominated film, and it's absolutely a horror movie. So
right, which I love, but Long Walk is a little bit lesser of a grand scale than Sinners. So
correct. Jeremy, you're up first this time. Lead actress. Who do you got?
I got for lead actress. Let's see. My list of who I think is going to be nominated is Jessie Buckley, my favorite.
Winning, by the way. Jessie Buckley already got the Oscar.
Winning, or We Take to the Streets. Rose Byrne, Renette Reinsve from Sentimental Value. I think those are a lock for sure. Pretty positive about Emma Stone as well in Begonia. And then this last one has been flip-flopped quite a bit from what I've seen, both in people talking about it in the previous award ceremonies. Some say Ariana Grande, some say, I think at least 2 or 3 different other options. I'm going, I think, based on narrative and also just the movie that she's in being based on a true story and things like that. I'm going with Kate Hudson from Song Sung Blue.
Interesting. John.
Academy loves true stories. Go ahead.
That's
John.
true. That is true.
I've got the same list as Jeremy. I got Buckley, Byrne, Reinsve, Stone, and Hudson.
Wow. I am the big dissenter here then. I've got Buckley, Byrne, Reinsve, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another. And then my big one, which I hate to say it, I don't want Buckley to win, but I'm going to sing the praises till the end of the day. I think Amanda Seyfried in The Testament of Anne Lee should be recognized more, but I feel like nobody is talking about that film at all. So
you know how I feel about Mandy Lou, Ryan, and she's on my my personal list for sure. I think she's amazing in everything. I think she deserves more recognition.
Yeah.
I just don't think she's going to get it, unfortunately. But yeah, Chase Infinity is another one that people are flip-flopping. I think it was like her, Ariana, or Kate were like the three in the fifth spot.
If the last category was any indication, with Delroy Lindo being there, I think that speaks highly of Kate Hudson also being there.
I would not be shocked. Sadly, I'm betting here that they were going to be in line with my taste, and I feel like I'm about to be sadly let down because my guest list is exactly what I wanted. So
I love Chase Infinity. I think she was great in the movie. I have one of those cards of my own with a $5,000 limit, but I think it was a fantastic performance. But
that was a great joke.
I just think it's going to be Kate Hudson. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Kate Hudson, Renate Rensva, and Emma Stone. Wow.
Heck yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys win. Good job.
She was Kate Hudson.
First nomination since Almost Famous, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite performances of her. I really, mostly because of her and Hugh Jackman's performances, I really liked that movie a lot more than I thought.
That movie took a turn about 50 minutes in, though. I really did not see that coming. I mean, what a downer.
I got to be honest, I did not expect for us to be talking about Song Sung Blue tonight, and I've still not seen this one. I definitely need to.
I just saw it a couple of nights ago, and woof, my goodness.
I genuinely liked it way more than I expected I would. And I like movies about music, and I like Hugh Jackman and Kate. I like everybody. I was just like, oh, great, another one of these.
I was looking forward to something light and airy. I just needed something to kind of boost me up a little bit. And then 50 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God, this is getting dark.
All right. Let's go John first. What was your want list for actress?
Want list. Jessie Buckley, obviously. She's incredible. Emma Stone, Begonia. My three differences, I included Sally Hawkins for Bring Her Back.
Hell yeah. Great performance.
Leah Myron from The Ugly Stepsister, a movie that's probably going to be my top 15 of the year.
Great movie.
And I wanted to give a little love to Weapons, and so I included Julia Garner.
Oh, nice. Yeah, she did very well.
That's good.
Jeremy, your want list.
So far, John has mentioned 2 movies with high praise that I haven't liked this year. But we'll have to wait to battle it out later.
Classic.
On Oscar day.
Perfect.
My list is my top 3 female performances of the year: Jessie Buckley, Imogen Poots in Chronology of Water, and Amanda Seyfried, as previously mentioned. I have my last 2 spots as Renate and Eva Victor from Sorry Baby, who I absolutely love and adore, and I love that movie. With a special shout out to our surprise nominee, Kate Hudson, I put in parentheses.
Wow, nice. All right, next up, we've got supporting actress, John.
Supporting actress. My guesses are the 2 frontrunners, Tiana Taylor and Amy Madigan. I have Wunmi Mosaku from Sinners. Bear with me. Inga Ibsdottir Lilius from Sentimental Value. And Odessa Azion from Marty Supreme.
Nice. Very nice. Jeremy, is that in lockstep with yours?
It's 100% accurate, yes.
I would agree on everything, but as a guest list, I'm guessing that they're going to give too much praise for Wicked at some point, and so I put Ariana Grande there. I feel like she would take it over Odessa Azion, even though I'd want Odessa to get it over Ariana for sure.
Yeah, I love Odessa.
All right, let's take a look at the list here. Whoa!
Oh, we got a double Sentimental Value love, hopefully.
They love Sentimental Value. Wow.
I am shocked already, and we've seen one name.
I love
Fanning,
and she's amazing in the movie. I hope this just doesn't mean that they're leaving out Inga, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. Jeez, that's
we got
great.
double Once Upon a Time, or double One Battle and double Sentimental Value nom.
So no, no Odessa for sure here.
Definitely not. Amy Madigan in Weapons.
All right.
Wunmi Mosaku in Sinners, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle.
Okay.
Gosh, that is. I never would have guessed a double sentimental value here.
That's fantastic.
incredible. I mean, they're going to have four acting nominees. With
Yeah.
Reinsva and
Skarsgård. Yeah. All right, John, what was your want list here? I'm very curious about your list here.
Want list. Tiana Taylor's my number one. I thought the first 30 minutes of the movie were incredible. I almost didn't want to leave that movie that we were watching.
Same.
She just jumped off the screen. My number two, I actually have Kirsten Dunst from Roofman, a movie that I loved.
Agreed. Thank
Ryan
you. That
really
movie,
champions that movie. I liked it a lot too.
that movie is incredible.
It really is. Haley Steinfeld Centers. The image of her with the eyes and the blood after she takes out one of the Michael B's. It's the most stirring image of the year for me in movies. I included Amy Madigan, and I wanted to give a little love to The Shrouds, a movie I love, for Diane Kruger.
Interesting. I did not love The Shrouds. Jeremy, your choices here.
Neither did I. I also did not love Weapons, famously, as one of the only people who did.
So anyways, what we're going to talk about.
However, I loved Amy Madigan's performance, and B, am happy that it's getting nominations, even if she is the only nomination for that film, because I want to support more genre and horror films getting nominated. Although, in hindsight, it makes me very upset that Toni Collette didn't get nominated for it. I guess we were just too early for that, and now we're finally coming around to horror films getting nominated. But oh, good, somebody else didn't like Weapons.
That's our boy Travis, by the way.
Oh, Travis, thank God, I love you. Anyways, so thrilled she got nominated. She is on my personal list, despite not liking the movie as a whole. As is Tiana Taylor, as is Inga, as is Thora Birch from Chronology of Water. Something that I really don't see popping up in here at all, but I love that movie. It's near the top of my.
I should probably see Chronology of Water.
I haven't seen it yet either.
It's Kristen Stewart's directorial
debut. Yeah.
And then lastly, I had Aowa Debris for After the Hunt. I thought she did a fantastic job in that movie.
Nice choice there. That's an off the wall pick. I had on here Inga from Sentimental Value. I thought she was incredible in it. Amy Madigan from Weapons. Winmi Musaku from Sinners. Tiana Taylor. I feel like that. While I loved One Battle After Another, man, do I feel like the tone of that film changes the moment she walks out of it. It is a completely different movie, and it's still great. But good Lord, if you would have given me 2.5 hours of that first movie, I'd love it even more probably. And then my big one that I want to throw out there that is very different is the same as John. I feel like Sinners deserved a double nomination here because even though, Haley Steinfeld giving a performance that is unhinged and sexy in a way that I did not expect. Spit in my mouth anytime, Haley. Let's go to our next category. Animated feature, which a couple of the ones that I'm guessing I have not seen. Because,
this says Mark Root Beer, but it's actually a can of Haley Steinfeld spit.
Wonderful choice. A couple that I've not seen here, but seem to be. I feel like this whole thing is almost a lock on this category. So I've got down Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, and Zootopia 2. Anything different for anybody?
That's lock and step. What I got.
Same. I think I have the same as well.
It'd be a pretty big stretch, I think, for anything else to get in at this point.
The only, it would have to be a really subversive pick to maybe do something else anime focused, maybe, because there was a couple big ones this year.
Demon Slayer, but I feel like that's kind of a crazy, wild swing for the Oscars. And then some people were saying In My Dreams, which I just think didn't do well enough to.
That or like Ninja 2 was huge this year too. I could see any of those, but I feel like these 5 are an automatic lock. So we've got Arco, we've got Elio, we've got K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, and Zootopia 2.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Any that you guys loved that you'd want to throw in here?
Yes. I don't know.
Hit me,
John. You got any before I go?
I have an almost 6-year-old, so you'd think I would have seen more animation, but I mean, unless Bluey's on here or Monster High, then I'm out of luck.
I'll rant after Jeremy speaks up. So go ahead there, Jeremy.
Well, I have 3 of the ones that were nominated, all of which I quite enjoyed a lot. Arco, K-pop Demon Hunters, surprisingly way more than I thought I would, and Zootopia 2. And then I have The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Why are we shutting out the Looney Tunes Oscars? And a great little animated film that flew over a lot of people's, or under a lot of people's radar, Boys Go to Jupiter.
I've not seen it. I need to see that one. So the only thing that I had different, which I agree with Jeremy, I had Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up on here. And I could take my pick. I've not seen Little Amelie or Arco, so I would replace just one of those. My big thing, I feel like animation had a really down year this year. I mean, everybody complaining about Elio. I thought it was pretty great compared to the rest of the stuff we got this year. But most of the animation that got pushed this year was like the SpongeBob movies that were both awful. And then Dogman, which gave me an immediate headache that I saw earlier this year, and everything else. Come on, like, where are we with animation in 2025?
It was a little sour in the animation world. I haven't seen Little Amelie. Somebody in the chat just said it was one of their favorite films of the year. So,
with that being said, it's still some of the surest bets out there. Zootopia making how many billions of dollars?
Billions, yeah.
You know, Lilo and Stitch. I know that's not animation. I guess.
Oh, good God.
It basically is. That's the funny thing. That and How to Train Your Dragon. Let's do a live-action animated remake of our animated film.
Let's not talk about either of those, but particularly Lilo and Stitch was very bad. But yeah, it was. But what we did get, I actually really liked. I mean, Arco was great. So was K-pop. I didn't have high hopes for Zootopia 2 with how long of a gap and Disney's trend for sequels, but I thought it was a really worthy sequel. I think it was really great.
I really expected to hate Zootopia 2, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, all of the adult references in there, like the Shining call-out was perfect.
Yeah, I love that part.
All right, John. Well, I got to be honest, I did not take a stab at the shorts at all this year. I've not seen any of.
Well, I have guesses as to what they are going to nominate, but based on chitter chatter, but I haven't seen any of them, and I don't have personal picks. So,
all right, so
if you want
animated short film, let's just take a look at them real quick. We got Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters. Anything you want to call out, either of you, that you've seen or that you appreciate from this list? Anything that we recommend or anything?
I only got 2 correct out of this, for the record.
Congratulations to the nominees.
All right, next up, casting, brand new category here.
I want to say that I do respect these shorts, and I will be seeing them when they're showing in theaters now that we got the nominations. I just didn't see anything ahead of time.
Yeah, dying to see the shorts. I love me some short films. Casting, let's anybody want to go first on this one to take a guess?
Sure. I got Sinners, One Battle, Marty, Hamnet, and Weapons.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
We only guessed 3 of the same. I'll throw mine out there. One of these I've not seen, but I feel like the Academy loves the director, so they'd go for it, which is Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and then maybe my big departure here. I think the only movie that I saw this year where I walked out and went, damn, every role was cast incredibly perfectly. Like, I feel like they got the exact people in this that they should have. The Secret Agent. And they're not even like professional actors. They got all kinds of random people in this, and it was cast beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
I do expect we'll see some Secret Agent love later. I don't have it in my picks, and I could be surprised. But I have One Battle After Another, Sinners, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Lock and Lock with John, until Sentimental Value, which judging by that double nom, I could be right. We'll see.
Yeah, four acting noms. That would not be surprising. All right, here we go. So casting, we've got Hamnet. I'm immediately wrong. Thanks. Marty Supreme.
There we go.
One Battle.
There we go.
Secret Agent.
You're right there. You were immediately wrong, but your left field guess was right.
Wow.
And Sinners. Gosh, that honestly, great job to Secret Agent getting in there. That's a bit of a coup.
It's interesting category. Like you said, 4 nominees for Sentimental Value. Yet the
Yeah.
casting, maybe they were just no-brainers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
It is interesting. I wonder what exactly the criteria is for this category. I'm not actually, being a new category, I'm not as familiar.
We'll figure that out in about 8 years, I guess. 8 years of data.
I need to see Secret Agent. Everybody's raving about it. It's literally one of the few certainly big films from last year that I have yet to watch.
How'd you feel about Secret Agent, John?
I haven't gotten to it yet. It was although I did this year. I presented at the New York Film Critics Circle Awards this year, and I was seated about 3 seats away from Wagner Moura, so that was exciting. So I feel like I am a part of their success, even though I haven't seen the film yet.
I got to be honest, I did not love Secret Agent like the world did, but there's a couple aspects of it that I thought were truly just remarkable, and one of them being the casting. So
I've got to carve out 3 hours. I've been kind of putting it off, but I'll make some time.
That's true. All right, so want list. John, who did you have on your want list for casting?
It's Sinners, Marty Supreme, who obviously, I mean, if we're talking casting, I mean, there's no more deserving film this year than Marty Supreme. Just like every Safdie brothers film prior, just the faces that they cast.
Penn Jillette, man.
People off the street, like it's just an incredible.
Penn Jillette and Abel.
Yes, Abel Ferrara. Like the mesh of that film, just the faces alone is worth the award. I included Weapons, One Battle, and my wild card, the film Ephus by Carson Lund, baseball movie.
Great movie.
The reason why I presented at the New York Film Critics Circle this year, that's right, baseball cinema right there. He had to cast 2 baseball teams, which I thought was really impressive, the way that he mixed the personalities and the body types and everything, all of that. I thought it was brilliant casting.
For everybody that always laughs that I can do this, Ephus is also right next to me.
Yeah, baby.
I like Ephus a lot more than I expected I would. So
it is such genuinely a perfect indie film.
John knows by now that I'm not a sports person, but I really I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I watched it just for him.
It's a good hang. It's a really good hang.
It truly is. So my list, I've got, funny enough, almost the exact list here. I've got Sinners, Secret Agent, One Battle, Marty Supreme, and then they would never nominate it, but I felt like I knew everybody. I had to go with The Long Walk again, man. Everybody in that film was like their role specifically, and then the balls to make Judy Greer do what she did in that film. Just a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, who's your wants here?
I had the same 4 that you had that are also the same 4 nominated: One Battle, Sinners, Marty Supreme, Hamnet. And I went with my 5th pick, a different Stephen King movie, Life of Chuck, which I thought was a great ensemble cast.
Good choice.
Movie.
And one of my favorite movies of the year. In fact, my favorite movie of the year. Go on.
Wow.
That's big praise. Cinematography, Jeremy, what are your guesses here?
I got to keep scrolling up and down on my little notes app.
Same.
For some reason, instead of putting my guesses right underneath the. Okay. Cinematography. I have what I believe to be pretty much a lock, all 5.
Whoa.
I'd be surprised if any of these were different. Is Sinners, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, which I hope wins because absolutely gorgeous, Frankenstein, and Hamnet.
Interesting. I have everything the same as you, except instead of Hamnet, I've got Marty Supreme.
Ryan, we're on the same page.
Okay, could be an upset.
Yeah, I got Marty as well.
Let's take a look. We've got Frankenstein, which I really need to see. Marty Supreme.
Nice.
They love Darius.
One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Nice. We got some Train Dreams love finally. Train Dreams, genuinely beautiful to look at, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's absolutely stunning. I know John loves Marty Supreme. I also enjoyed it, not as much as him, but I really think the cinematography in Hamnet deserved it over Marty Supreme. But they love Darius, so.
I got to tell you, though, if you're just going to take a camera into the woods and shoot beautiful scenery, I prefer Train Dreams to Hamnet cinematography, honestly.
Well, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
If you were debating those two. Yeah.
Want list on this one. Jeremy, who do you got on your want list for cinematography?
I have some of the same picks: One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, Hamnet. I also included No Other Choice. I thought what Park Chan-wook and his cinematographer are doing in that movie is absolutely great, and seems to be overlooked this year. And then I also had Resurrection, which is a really fantastic film this year from Chinese director Bi Gan.
I need to see that so bad.
I'm so excited to see that. I haven't seen it yet either.
It's phenomenal, and it has great cinematography. So this is one of the few categories I could include it in my personal picks.
On my want list, I've got Train Dreams, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Testament of Anne Lee, which I think is being sorely underrepresented. That's not a word. Underrepresented here. And then my last one, I don't feel like it's going to get a lot of love for what it looks like, but yeah, no other choice. I feel like Park Chan-wook's choices, and then the way that he's getting that captured, just remarkable.
Yeah.
Cinematography, John.
I also love Park Chan-wook's latest film. I thought it was an absolutely incredible piece of filmmaking. On my list, I have Sinners, Marty, One Battle. My two other choices. I actually went with Warfare, a movie that I thought some of the handheld camera operation in that film was so stunning, so jarring that I could not ignore it. That and the soundscape. The film, is what it is, but I just think as a piece of filmmaking, I thought it was really interestingly shot. And my number one for cinematography this year is actually a documentary called Afternoons of Solitude. It's by Albert Serra. It's a Spanish film about bullfighting. It is going to be in my top 5 of the year for sure. And one of the most stunning long lens photography I've ever seen in any film. It's very hard to watch. It's very hard to recommend because there's a lot of obvious animal cruelty in it. But the way that it's captured is, as a live sports director, to see that the way that the bullfights were captured is as inspiring as anything I've seen in a decade.
What's the title of this one?
Called Afternoons of Solitude.
Huh. I need to see this one. I don't even know that I've heard that one. That's interesting.
Well, now we know what's going to be one of John's picks for best documentary.
Hopefully. All right. Next up, costume design. I feel like this is going to be a fun one this year. John, what are your guesses for
costumes? I have Frankie, Sinners, Hamnet, Wicked, and Marty. We're all on a first name basis, by the way.
I am. The Academy hates him. I am lockstep with you, except for other than Marty. I chose the Testament of Anne Lee, which clearly is not winning anything.
And I am completely in agreement with John. I think those will be the 5.
Yeah, you're probably right. Here we go. We've got whoa.
Oh my God. We got to give it to an Avatar movie.
Wait a minute. Costume design?
They keep getting worse and worse every year.
Who's wearing costumes? It's all motion capture.
But it's John.
What?
You got to give it to Johnny.
I don't even want to finish reading these.
What? John.
Costume design.
It's a James Cameron movie, so they got to nominate it.
I guess technically, like, each outfit is designed. There's just no one wearing it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's confusing.
Avatar, Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme.
Okay, good.
And Sinners. Wow.
So they got rid of Wicked. They replaced one popular movie, big budget crowd pleaser for another one, basically.
Wow. They hate Wicked.
So yeah, tonight we have not heard Wicked or No Other Choice at all yet, or Not Decision to Leave. Jafar Panahi's film.
Oh,
it was just an accident.
It was just an accident. I keep getting the titles mixed up.
From Testament of Anne Lee, as you pointed out.
Yeah, yikes. That is crazy.
I know there's some people that love these Avatar movies. I'm in the Beyond Fest Discord on my end for out here in Los Angeles, and there seems to be a lot of people in there that loved it over the holidays. I just think they are unbelievably generic and keep getting worse and worse each new one that comes out. So I don't know why that was nominated for costume design of all things, but
I'll keep as long as they keep putting them out, I'll keep giving them 3.5 stars, and I'll go on that roller coaster ride every whatever.
Same.
Whatever. He can
100%.
make them. Like if he's that devoted to this, what are we going to get from a 70-year-old James Cameron at this point? So just keep living in Pandora.
All right. So want list for costume design. I've got The Testament of Anne Lee, shocker. Sinners. I've got and my list went away. That was perfect timing.
I'll jump in.
Hello. Okay.
Sinners,
Go ahead.
Marty, Frankie. I got The Ugly Stepsister on here. And for my wild card, I'm going to go with a movie that I didn't love, but the costumes were great. Ballad of a Small Player.
I need to see that one still.
I have Frankenstein, Wicked, which I didn't really love, but the costumes were great. So I think it deserves it, certainly more than Avatar. Sinners, Hamnet, and I put Resurrection in this one again. Great costumes and a film that spans many decades. And I gave an honorable mention to Nouvelle
Vogue.
Yes, which has great costumes from 60s France, as they are. I love that.
So I had Testament of Anne Lee, Sinners, Marty Supreme, The Ugly Stepsister, and Train Dreams on mine. I love period pieces like that. Train Dreams is beautiful.
It really is.
All right. Next up, directing. Got right into a big one. All right, Jeremy, what's your guess here?
I think our locks are Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler, Chloe Zhao, and Joachim Trier for sentimental value. I think there was a little bit of some sway on spot 5. Are they going to give it to Guillermo for Frankenstein? Are they going to give it to, I chose Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme.
Same exact list as yours on mine.
I hate to be boring, but I echo the same 5. Honestly, they love Guillermo. It could be Guillermo, but I think this is Josh Safdie's year.
Yeah.
I would hope so. We've got Hamnet with Chloe Zhao, Marty Supreme with Josh Safdie, One Battle with Paul Thomas Anderson, Sentimental Value with Joachim Trier, and then Sinners, Ryan Coogler.
Look at all of us. 5 out of 5.
Amazing. Love it. What did you want here, John?
What do I separate? I love Coogler. I love PTA. I love Safdie. My two that aren't here are Park Chan-wook. No other choice. I mean, if we were doing this category just on mechanics of directing and a flawless execution of a film, it's Park Chan-wook, obviously.
Yeah.
And my 5 I would give to Jafar Panahi.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an accident, just an incredible story and an incredible film.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jer.
Okay. I think I have to give an honorable mention to Jafar, just also because of his background and his story in terms of getting his films made. Plus, it was a good movie. I would also give an honorable mention to the aforementioned Be Gone from Resurrection. But in my list, I would have Chloe Zhao and Park Chan-wook as well. Of course, Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler. And I gave my last spot to Mike Flanagan for Life of Chuck. Again, my favorite movie of the year.
Nice. I had Josh Safdie, Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler, Park Chan-wook, and then I hate to keep doing it, Mona Fastfold for Testament of Anne Lee. Genuinely amazing movie. Everybody needs to see.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I haven't seen it.
It is haunting. I love it. All right. Next up, documentary feature. I don't remember if I wrote out a whole 5 on this. I think I took a guess. I don't think I saw enough of these that were like Academy level to be able to really take a great guess here. God, my list is way in a different order than theirs. I'll pass on this one. Go ahead, Jeremy. Did you pick 5?
I did. And I also have 5 picks. I think we're gonna get. I didn't see all these. This is mostly based on chatter and previous awards ceremonies, Golden Globes and such. The Perfect Neighbor, 2,000 Meters to Andrivka. Probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure. Mr. Nobody Against Putin, The Alabama Solution, and Seeds.
I had 3 of those on my list. Go ahead, John.
I haven't seen hardly any of these. I've actually only seen one on my guesses here. The Perfect Neighbor, I guess 2,000 Meters to Andrivka, Cover Up, which I saw, which I thought was very good. The Alabama Solution, and My Undesirable Friends, which I hear is about 6 hours long. I haven't seen it yet.
Whew. So my guess here was Perfect Neighbor, Seeds, 2,000 Meters, Yanuni, which I've heard is pretty good, and then Cutting Through Rocks, which is supposed to be great.
So we're all kind of got a couple left fielder ones.
Absolutely.
I was also looking at what they had on my PGA app as like for your consideration.
There's a lot on that app, yeah, of the docs. All right, we've got The Alabama Solution, Come See Me in the Good Light. I've heard that one was good. Cutting Through Rocks. I got one right that I just threw out there. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Nice. I'm so glad that The Perfect Neighbor got nominated. Have you guys seen that one yet?
I haven't yet.
Is that on Netflix?
It is on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. But what got me here, and just to go into the craft for a moment, this as a documentary works so well for me because it is about 85% just body cam footage.
Oh, interesting.
And they craft an actual narrative out of the body cam footage, and it works so well. Just shockingly perfectly directed. Great that it's here. I love that. John, do you got a list of wants on this one?
You know, I didn't do a list, but I want to. I can double down on my love of Afternoons of Solitude. Please seek that out. Like I said, not an easy watch. I'm just going through my letterbox right now. I also like the John Candy documentary. I think was it the Jaws doc? I saw that. You know, I usually when I see the nominations, I usually try to seek them out once I see what's nominated. And like I saw Cover Up as well, which is not nominated.
I will say what is the title that you're saying everybody should see at some point? Afternoons of Solitude. It's on Mubi for anybody who wants to watch it. Shout out to my buddy, the Projection Booth in the Discord, who messaged me the moment that you mentioned it. He said, check it out on Mubi. It's on there.
Amazing.
Hey now.
Indie titles that I feel like deserve to be here. One, Stolen Kingdom. Everybody watch Stolen Kingdom if you haven't heard of it. It's a great doc. And then the other one that is kind of tied to Antenna releasing because Billy Ray Bruton produced it. Coroner to the Stars came out this year, and that documentary genuinely fascinating about the famous LA coroner who handled the autopsies for a bunch of LA stars and then got embroiled in some controversy because of it. Any picks that you wanted there, Jeremy?
Yes, as you know, Ryan, and you've mentioned several times on the show, I love documentaries, so I've seen a lot of them. Sadly, only none of the ones that were nominated. I still have to watch those, but I've seen a lot of other ones that I really liked, including I Like Me, the John Candy documentary, Pee-wee as himself, Teenage Wasteland, one that I think is still seeking distribution, but was phenomenal about the spilling of a bunch of toxic chemicals in this one town in the Midwest, and all these teenagers.
Is that the doc on Ohio from the train accident?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Really enjoyed that one. Saw it at the Los Feliz Theater here. And I just lost my place. Also the Jaws documentary, Jaws at 50, and Grand Theft Hamlet, which I really enjoyed a lot, about performing Hamlet within Grand Theft Auto with other people, other players, and finding a sense of purpose and camaraderie through that process.
Yeah. We got a couple shout outs to the Pee-wee doc. Was that eligible for best doc? Because I know it was labeled as like a mini series in a couple of places.
It's possible it wasn't.
So I just, all that to say, I don't know if it was an oversight necessarily. I'd love to find out if it was eligible. So next up, documentary short. Did anybody go crazy on this one?
I have picks that I haven't seen.
You want to shout them out to see how right you are?
All the empty rooms, armed only with a camera, all the walls came down, bad hostage, and cashing out.
I don't think I've ever heard of any of those. So here we go. All the empty rooms, armed only with a camera, children no more, the devil is busy, and perfectly a strangeness. What a title on that last
2 out of 5. All right, I'll take it.
40% for things you've never seen. Amazing. All right, next up, film editing. I'll shout out my picks on this one first, because this is one I felt pretty good about, but now I feel awful about. So I've got Sinners, One Battle After Another, No Other Choice, Marty Supreme, and then I went kind of wild with this last one. I felt like they had to give him something, and I actually chose Caught Stealing.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I
feel
love
like
that.
the editing in that movie was great.
I really loved that movie, actually.
good call.
John, what are you picking here?
I guessed One Battle, Marty, Sinners, F1, and Sentimental Value.
Okay.
Yes, I also have F1, thinking they love racing movies. Certainly going to get nominated in the sound category and stuff. Although it did have good editing, I think it could very well could be here. I also have the three you both agreed on: Marty, Supreme, Sinners, and One Battle After Another. And then I put Hamnet as my fifth pick.
Interesting. All right, here we go. F1, immediately wrong. Thanks, guys. Marty Supreme.
No Hamnet.
One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value,
Nice.
and Sinners.
All right.
They love that movie. They love that movie.
I was about to say they love like 3 or 4 movies a lot
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, and you know what? Hamnet seems to be underperforming so far. Besides Chloe Zhao, Jesse
Chloe
Buckley.
and Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
John, I know that you pay attention to editing a lot.
Yeah.
What is your want list here?
I mean, number one is obviously No Other Choice. I mean, the film editing in all of his films, the way
Same.
he transitions, and
Mind-boggling.
such a unique point.
It should have been a win immediately.
Absolutely, and every time he comes out of the movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Sinners, the movie Twinless. I know I brought it up before with Dylan O'Brien, but it has some of the best split screen usage that I've seen in a long time. It's like almost watching a De Palma movie with the amount of split screens that he uses in that movie. Marty Supreme, and I included 28 Years Later just for Danny Boyle's kind of new age and the Danny Boyle-ness of the movie. The editing is interesting.
So I had No Other Choice should win immediately, even though it wasn't nominated. Sinners, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, and then my big one, Caught Stealing. I genuinely wanted to see that one nominated here and winning, or not winning, but going up against the big guys.
That's a fun one, Ryan. That's a good call.
Jeremy.
Caught Stealing is another one in my top 25 this year. I think it was underrated. Yeah, much like you guys, No Other Choice there is no other choice. I also had One Battle and Sinners and Hamnet, which I was sad to not see it there. My fifth slot went to Chronology of Water, another one that is not that I keep speaking of, but I loved it and it's not getting mentioned at all. I know the wide release was earlier this year, but there was a limited release at the end of last year for it to be considered, and obviously it's not being considered at all. I also give a special shout out to Life of Chuck in that category. There's a lot of really fun quick cut scenes that I thought was good editing.
Nice. And once again, John's talked about Twinless so far. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. Not only Dylan O'Brien and the editing you call out, James Sweeney to direct and write and basically star in that film, because it's really two main stars. Just an incredible out of nowhere film. If you have not seen Twinless, 100% get on that right now.
Great movie. My top 15 of the year.
You still haven't seen it?
No, I didn't.
Or did you hate it? Well, okay, you can just. I don't understand it. It's like a genuinely incredible indie. All right, international feature.
You don't want to hear what Kaya thinks of it.
That's why she's not on the stream. Hi, Kaya. Jeremy, what are your picks for international?
Oh boy, let's see. Where is this at in my list? Here we are. I have Sentimental Value, The Secret Agent, even though I haven't seen it yet. It was just an accident. Surat, and No Other Choice. I think this is pretty much a lock.
That is my exact list.
You said Secret Agent, Sentimental Value. It was just an accident. No Other Choice, and Surat, right?
Correct.
Yes.
That's what I have too.
Amazing. Glad we are in sync here. We've got The Secret Agent from Brazil. It Was Just an Accident from France. Sentimental Value from Norway. Surat from Spain. And
I heard of this movie, but I haven't.
They shut out Park Chan-wook. They didn't.
Why? How do you do that?
They didn't give many.
How?
Out of any of these nominees, no offense to those nominees, I loved all these movies that I've seen. But how do you get rid of Park Chan-wook and
How?
They really don't like him. They really don't. That's I mean that's absurd.
That is offensive to me, actually. Park Chan-wook's in like my top 5 directors of all time list.
That's
was
crazy.
Decision to Leave there a few years ago? I wonder if
I
it was.
don't remember.
I don't either.
I'll check after, but I feel like it was.
That's ridiculous.
Has anybody seen The Voice of Hydra Job yet?
I have not.
I have not watched it yet. No.
It's on my list to see, and I've heard it's great, but better
This
than
is
No
my-
Other Choice.
This is the biggest upset of the entire night so far for me. I'm flabbergasted.
No, but what a shame. People were talking about a few months ago No Other Choice being in Best Picture. It didn't even make international.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, spoiler alert. Oh no, I don't. Do I? I don't.
Jeremy, you want to give your picks for international?
Ugh. Yes, I will. I'm very upset. I don't. Why would you? Yeah. I have Resurrection, which I mentioned before. Be Gone. No Other Choice, of course. And then I just went totally out of left field. Part of it's because I have not seen Surat or Secret Agent yet, but I put on a very underrated film that's in my top 25 of the year, On Becoming a Guinea Fowl.
Good movie.
I put Left-Handed Girl, produced and edited by our friend Sean Baker, and I did Nouvelle Vague again because I really love that movie, and which is French. I'm realizing I left out Sentimental Value, which I love, so I'm maybe swap out one of those for that, but and then give something else an honorable mention. But that's my list.
So I had No Other Choice, Surat, Sentimental Value, Left-Handed Girl, and The Ugly Stepsister.
I also included The Ugly Stepsister, Ryan, from Norway, I believe. I really enjoyed Cloud, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's film. Yeah,
Good movie.
No Other Choice. It was just an accident for from France/Iran, and the movie I've talked about 1,000 times, Afternoons of Solitude from Spain.
Nice. All right, going to our next one. Same thing, live action short. Anybody go crazy on this one?
I can ramble off my 5 picks.
May as well try.
Otto, Beyond Silence, The Boy with White Skin, Amarella, and Butcher's Stain.
Okay, I'll trust you. We've got Butcher Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Singers, and Two People Exchanging Saliva, which means I think Jeremy got one.
I got one. Hooray!
All right, so next up, makeup and hairstyling.
All those now.
And John, just so you know, you are echoing ever so slightly all of a sudden. You may want to click the refresh button, and I'll let you right back in.
Okay.
Makeup and hairstyling, I feel like is going to be a fun category this year. Very curious to see what everyone picks right here. I'm sure he will be here in the next 2 seconds. So, Jeremy, go ahead and rattle off your guesses for makeup and hairstyling, Jeremy.
Okay, we have Frankenstein, Wicked, although maybe not anymore since it seems I hate it. Sinners, of course, One Battle After Another, of course. And most likely for a singular nomination, we're probably going to see The Smashing Machine here. I would suspect.
I would agree that you are correct. So I've got Frankenstein, Sinners, Smashing Machine, The Ugly Stepsister, and Marty Supreme.
I've got Frankie, Sinners, Wicked, One Battle, Smashing Machine.
One Battle, interesting. All right.
Okay, so John and I are the same, I believe.
Let's take a look. Frankenstein.
I don't know what this is.
Kokuo? Am I
don't
saying
know what
that right?
is either.
Can we do a side tab and look this up quick?
Yeah, hold on. What?
I've never heard of this, and that's weird for me as I see everything.
So Kokuo from this year is directed by Songya Lee. Nagasaki, 1964, following the death of his Yakuza father. I mean, everybody on my friends list that has seen it loves it. That's I mean, that looks beautiful. I agree.
Okay.
Interesting.
Alrighty, I'll have to check it out.
How have I not heard of Coco? What is that? All right, next up, Sinners, The
Yes.
Smashing Machine. Like we said, this is probably the one thing, and The Ugly Stepsister. Holy
wow.
shit!
Well,
Holy shit!
That's amazing.
it's a win for not a win for me personally, but it's a win for genre and horror films
Wow.
being nominated.
That's
and
amazing.
So I'm very pleased about that.
Wow.
That was my number one on my want list. So I'm thrilled to see that there. I did not think in a million years the Academy would nominate a movie like that for makeup and
Holy
hairstyling.
hell.
That's amazing.
I'm
look
kind of
at
speechless.
this list. You got 3 horror movies on there.
That's true. The
Great.
Academy is really opening up. I mean, normally it is.
Who
it's
knows? Kokuo might be a horror.
I don't know. Yeah, it's true.
Normally it's all just the Smashing Machine type stuff, like true stories or crowd pleasers, and yeah, we got at least 3 horror genre films in here, which is great.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
this is crazy.
That's
This
a
is
great one.
shocking category. That's amazing. John, what are your wants on makeup?
Like I said, my number one was Ugly Stepsister. I thought that was incredible. I have Sinners. I have Bring Her Back. I actually have The Smashing Machine, a movie that I actually liked. I know not many people are big fans of that movie. I think it's a little underrated. I think people are missing a little bit of that movie. And my number 5, I have The Toxic Avenger.
Nice. Very kind of shocking pick there. What you got here, Jeremy?
I have Resurrection, Frankenstein, Wicked, Sinners, and The Smashing Machine. But I'd like to give an honorable shout out to Toxic Avenger as well.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I've got Sinners, Marty Supreme, Begonia, The Ugly Stepsister, and maybe one of the weird choices for me on this one. I actually like it in Hamnet. I think they did a good job with this one.
Mhm.
All right. Next category. Original score. Another one that's extra important to a couple of us. John, tell us about original score. What do you got your guesses?
My guesses for this one are Sinners, One Battle, Marty Supreme, Frankie, and Hamnet.
Yeah. That's a play-by-play of mine as well.
Mine is slightly different. I've got Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and then my shock here, I guess, Surratt. I know you guys haven't seen it yet. Wait, did you say you've not seen Surratt?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I actually really liked this one. Surratt. It's big on sound and music, so I'm hoping that it would be here. We've got Begonia. I like the choice, but that is surprising.
It's a good choice.
Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Sinners. Thank
We got rid
goodness
of Marty off of
Oh,
Ian John's list.
How do you not have Marty Supreme in there?
take out Frankenstein.
I mean, what a bummer. One of the best scores of the year.
All right, so what are your picks here, John?
I've got Marty, I've got Sinners, I've got One Battle. Those are 3 amazing scores. I also included Black Bag, which had a very cool jazzy score.
Random shout out, nice.
I like that. I'm here for it.
And I wrote down A House of Dynamite, a movie that didn't really work, but I really enjoyed the score.
Sweet. Jeremy, what were your wants here?
I have Resurrection yet again. Hamnet, Train Dreams. I really love the sweeping score in Train Dreams. Sinners, of course, One Battle After Another, of course, and then gave an honorable shout out to Life of Chuck.
So I've got Sinners, Testament of Ann Lee, Marty Supreme, One Battle, and The Life of Chuck. I actually really liked it in The Life of Chuck. Fun score.
I did too.
All right. Next up, original song. Perfect to go right after that. I don't even remember everything that was eligible this year, so all I put on here was I Lied to You from Sinners, The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked, and then Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters.
Yes. Those
John.
3, for sure.
Yeah, I got Golden, I Lied to You, Sinners, Diane Warren, Train Dreams, and Girl in the Bubble, Wicked, which would probably be their only nomination.
Yep. I have the same list as John, actually. They always do Diane Warren, so without a doubt, and
Touche.
and then Train Dreams is the last one, which I love. That'd be my pick.
Nice.
Nick
All right.
Cave, good old Nick Cave.
So our nominees are Dear Me from Diane Warren. Every single time. It's a given.
Yeah.
Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters. I Lied to You from Sinners. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Okay.
I don't know what that.
And then Train Dreams from Train Dreams.
Oh, so they really don't like Wicked. That's what they got rid of.
Wow.
So Wicked is not getting anything tonight, probably.
They really do not, which is, again, fine by me. I didn't really love it either, but it's surprising to see the lack of nominations for Wicked, actually.
Listen, they
That and no
celebrated
other
it last
choice.
year. How many nominations did it have last year? 10? I don't know.
Something like that.
Including
Yeah.
both actresses. And then I guess, is it just fatigue? They don't want to nominate the same movie twice, technically, as a sequel 2 years in a row, maybe?
The first half of that Broadway show is so much better than the second half. It was a little silly to split the thing up.
The
Didn't
first
expect
movie
this one to do
is
anything.
a lot better than the second movie as well.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by the first one, and I really didn't like the second one. So
I agree with you.
All right, that is interesting. Anybody that any that you wanted to shout out that was not listed that you wanted?
I love the other Sinners song that was up for it, the one that plays over the coda at the end.
Yeah, agreed.
I Saw the Sun. I think I've
Yep.
listened to that a dozen times. That post credit scene, elevates that movie so much, and that song's a big part of it.
I think Sinners is only the third film where after walking out of the theater, I was already pulling up the score or the soundtrack on a streaming app to be able to play it on the way home. That Batman from a couple years ago, and I can't even remember what the third one was now. Jeremy, any that you want to shout out?
I had, of course, I Lied to You and Golden. I liked K-Pop Demon Hunters more than I suspected, and I find that song quite catchy. Train Dreams, of course, like I said, was my pick. And something that I was really hoping to see here, because in a year where we had a movie entirely of original music, we had nothing from The Ballad of Wallace Island. So I picked
Oh, yeah. I heard that was great.
which
That was
is
good.
a bummer to me to not see them reflected. I also have to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Take your time. It's about to be Best Picture, so it's a good time for a break. I'll pull this down
Wait,
so we can.
So
just
we
chat.
haven't done either screenplay, production designs, or sound yet, or visual effects.
Yeah, sound. Let's talk about that for a moment because we have not done sound yet.
Okay.
With everything that with everything that's happening with the theatrical experience nowadays, sound to me is probably the most important thing. Because I can't have theatrical sound at my house. Even if I have Dolby Atmos, it's not the same. Sitting in an auditorium, enveloped entirely by that giant screen and all that sound around you is super important. How do you feel about sound nowadays? You feel like we've gotten any better or anything?
Listen, it doesn't matter what kind of setup you have at home. You know, when you walk into a Dolby Atmos theater or one of the AMC Primes, I forget what they call it, where there's a subwoofer literally in the seat.
Yeah.
There's nothing that tops that. There's nothing more immersive than that. I don't care what kind of moving images on the screen. It's an audio visual experience. And, you know, I think you're totally right. I think that filmmakers, you know, if they're going to get people out of their, you know, streaming habits, it's going to be the audio experience and to try new things. And I'm not sure it's a 40X experience or 3D or any of the kind of other stuff they've tried. I think the audio immersion is a really important part of the theatrical future.
100%. I mean, there's so many things, like even smaller films are treating it as much more important. And one that you and I both have talked about before quite a bit, Talk to Me. I think one of the best parts of that movie is I don't know what you call the ether or whatever in that one scene, but like the surrounding of the voices is, to me, the most haunting part of that whole film.
Yeah, the it's like the audio stage. It's so three-dimensional. Like, you know, you hear a whisper over your shoulder, and then there's one in the corner, and it's you don't always get that experience in the loud moments. Sometimes it's the subtle, quiet moments where that atmosphere is more effective. And you know, when you have score and Foley and, you know, all of the action set pieces, sometimes you lose a lot of that. But
Yeah.
those quiet moments like that are really some of my favorite moments watching those kind of films.
So before Jeremy comes back, why don't you shout out 2 or 3 films that we haven't talked about tonight that you loved this year?
Sure, yeah, I can do that. Let me pull up my list real quick. Like I said, so like some of my favorite films are very well represented here. A few that I haven't talked about yet. Eddington, which is
Good
a
movie.
Ari Aster's film that I really liked when I first saw it, but I've watched it again since, and I keep going back to it, and I think that thing's going to age really well.
Agreed.
It's I think it's an important film. I think it's a fun film. You know, his movies aren't always the easiest sit,
Right.
But I loved it. I brought up The Shrouds. You know, it's old Cronenberg, but still effective Cronenberg, and I think he's saying things right now that are important to that kind of fragment of the country or of the world. Honestly, the older crowd.
Yeah.
A movie that a lot of people did not like that I saw early on this year that I was like, that's going to be in my top 10 of the year was Mickey 17. I know that got a lot of hate. I really loved Mickey 17, and I've revisited it 2 or 3 times, and sure, it's a little goofy, and the Trump impression's not good, but I really think he was going for something really ambitious, and I really think he pulled it off. I think there's a lot more to that film than meets the eye.
Interesting. I'll shout out 3 real quick, and we'll have Jeremy shout out 3, and then we'll go back to Best Picture real quick. A bunch of ones that John has talked about tonight I've loved too, so I'm not overlooking those by all means. I just want to shout out other ones. I thought Eternity was shockingly good this year. The A24 film. I feel like it's much more emotionally poignant than I expected out of that movie. Anniversary. I loved from this year. Did you see that one, John?
I haven't seen that one yet. I saw that you gave that a good rating, and I immediately put it on my watch list. I'm going to get to it eventually. It looks great.
It is just incredibly well done. I love that movie. And then one that Jeremy and I saw together that I don't even know has gotten distribution yet, that we saw at Sundance last year. Omaha, I feel like is going to be a film that we come back to 5 years from now, and it's people being like, how did this not get more of an attention moment? But Omaha is starring John Magaro, who was in Past Lives, which we loved. And it's a crazy story about how Nebraska was set up for years that you could, no questions asked, just abandon your child at a hospital until they were like 10 years old or something. And it is a crazy, disappointing, awful, emotional gut punch of a film.
I haven't heard of that. Did that get a release this year?
It played at Sundance, and I think that was it.
Oh wow!
So probably coming out this time last year, and then sadly, it seems like nobody's picked it up. I guess.
Bummer.
Yeah, great movie. Jeremy, 3 that we haven't talked about tonight that you loved, and then we'll get back to Best Picture.
Sure. Looking at my list, ones that I've shouted out a couple just through my personal pick nominations. Like Resurrection and Life of Chuck and stuff that isn't getting recognized here. But I'll shout out It Ends, which was a film that was shelved for a while, and then it was featured on our pals at Letterboxd. When they opened up their video store, their Unseen Gems, or whatever it was called, section. First of all, fantastic movie that I loved so much and had been anticipating ever since I first heard about it before it got shelved. And also, I'd just like to say, what a success story, because then Neon picked it up for distribution. So hooray.
Immediately, too, like within 36 hours.
So that's great. Let's see, that's one. Yeah, I'd like to echo Ryan's sentiments about Anniversary, which I loved. I'll shout out The Mastermind, Kelly Reichardt's new film, which I really loved. I just pretty much love anything she does. And I'd like to, really emphasize Chronology of Water. I think more people should see that. Oh, you know what? And one other one, just because I have mentioned Chronology of Water a couple times in this stream already. Mr. K, which is this little indie film starring Crispin Glover that came out.
That one, yeah.
That I just loved. It's very Kafka-esque, which is right up my alley.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, so those will be my little 3 indie shout-outs.
All right, back to it then. Best Picture. I am very wrong on this one.
Ryan,
No,
are you muted?
no.
Oh,
I can hear him. Can you hear me, John?
I can hear
Testing.
Jeremy.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
What? That's very weird. If one of you can
I'll
hear
be
me,
right back. Let's see.
I can hear both of you.
that was that's a weird tech glitch.
Quick, let's get through all 10 before he gets back.
Okay, my guesses are. No, I can tell how the night's gone so far that my guesses are way off for this category.
I think I'm probably off by. Oh, by the way, I should say until. Oh, there he is. Say something, Ryan.
Something, Ryan.
Gotcha.
Good.
I should mention that this is the one where I got the spoiler alert from my coworker.
Oh no.
I know that I'm at least wrong about one of the ones in my list because I now know one of the ones in this list.
Question.
Yes.
So, do we want to save Best Picture for last, or you want to go ahead and knock it out because we haven't hit either screenplay,
Right.
production design, VFX, or sound yet?
While I agree, the hard part is I can't scroll down
Okay.
perfectly without seeing this, and
Let's
so
get it out of the way.
I'm gonna spoil myself if I don't.
It
So,
doesn't go in order. It's fine.
like I said, I know that I'm wrong now on at least 3 or 4 of these, but my guesses on here, I've got Begonia, Blue Moon, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and The Testament of Anne Lee.
Some interesting choices.
Very different than both of yours, I'm sure, and that's why I'm going to be very wrong. Go ahead, John.
Sure. There. For me, I think there are 9 locks. I think the 10th is a wild card. One Battle, Sinners, Hamlet, Marty, Frankenstein, Sentimental Value, Train Dreams, Begonia, Secret Agent. And number 10, I went with Weapons, which seems a little silly now that I'm looking at it on my list. But what?
I don't know. It's a genre year.
It's true.
It is a genre year. It is a genre year.
All right, Jeremy.
I have those same 9 locks that I believe are correct as John. Again, I know one of mine is wrong, and I think it's my 10th one, sadly. One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Frankenstein, Begonia, Secret Agent, Train Dreams. Yeah, some people were speculating perhaps Weapons. Some people were speculating perhaps...
It was just an accident. That was my other
it
one.
was just an accident is what I put. There was another one that I can't remember.
It'd be funny if this was the Wicked nomination.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. We've got Begonia, F1.
That's the one that I was spoiled about earlier. That's just like, what? So I knew that one, and I knew I was wrong by at least one.
So there's not going to be any. So no Jafar Panahi.
Probably maybe no Train Dreams.
Train Dreams should be there.
I would hope so.
Let's see.
Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So they just, instead of giving it to one of the hardest working filmmakers in history, Jafar Panahi, they gave it to F1.
Or Park Chan-wook, which they gave
Or
nothing
Park
to.
Chan-wook, which they gave nothing to. Yeah.
That's a shame. Like F1 was
Jeez.
fine, but I guess that's their. Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. That's their big money populist film that they usually try to include one of every year. I know Sinners made a lot of money, but there's not a lot of big money pictures right here. So F1 was that.
They needed some big crowd pleaser for whatever reason because they feel they have to. I don't fucking know.
Also, it's the same director that did Top Gun Maverick, right?
Right.
Which is also nominated.
Yeah.
So take that with a grain of salt.
Neither of those are Best Picture movies, but here we are.
Joseph Kaczynski. Yeah.
So I just want to shout out myself for having seen 9 of the Best Picture nominees before the nominations. That's way better than normal. Honestly, this is a very good Best Picture list. I wouldn't have nominated 2 or 3 of them, but overall, this is pretty great.
Yeah, F1 aside, I'm satisfied with everything else. I probably personally wouldn't have nominated Frankenstein either. I didn't love it that much, but I think overall I'm fairly happy with it. I loved Train Dreams. I loved Begonia. I loved Sentimental Value. I loved Marty Supreme. I loved Hamnet. I loved Sinners, and I enjoyed One Battle After Another. I haven't seen Secret Agent, but I'm sure I'll enjoy that one too, from what I hear.
Knowing what you love, yeah, you'll love that one. Picks for this one. Anybody you want to throw out their wants lists?
Sure. I like I said, I have a lot of the same things in my top my list,
Same.
but I have number 10 film of the year. I have Eddington. I just spoke about that. Number 9, shout out to Ephus, my buddy Carson Lund. Number 8, I have Begonia. Number 7, I have No Other Choice. Number 6, I have Weapons. Number 5, I have It Was Just an Accident. Number 4, I have Afternoons of Solitude. And then my top 3 I talked about before: One Battle, Marty, and Sinners.
Jeremy, picks for this one.
I basically just went down as I usually do in this category each year with
Just your top 10.
my favorites, yeah, excluding two that are in my best of list because I saw them at Beyond Fest, but they're not actually coming out till this year. So I took those out for this list, and I have Life of Chuck, Resurrection, Hamnet, Train Dreams, Sentimental Value, No Other Choice, Sorry Baby, Rental Family, Sinners, and Begonia.
I've got pretty close to a mix of everybody's. I've got Sinners, Testament of Anne Lee, No Other Choice, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Life of Chuck, Begonia, Sentimental Value, Hamnet, and Train Dreams.
All right.
Good,
Nice
good
list,
year movies.
guys.
Yeah. Production design. Let's take some guesses. I'll throw out mine real quick. I've got Begonia, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners, and the thing that I've been wrong about the most tonight, The Testament of Anne Lee. How did nobody watch this damn movie and vote for it? Come on.
It did come out right around Christmas time, so it was a
It's
late
true.
entry.
It's true.
It just went wide.
But so did
today.
Marty. I mean,
Yeah.
Marty came out right around the same time.
I saw Testament of Anne Lee in November, and I'm like, come on. I love this movie.
I have Frankenstein, Sinners, Wicked for Good, Hamnet, and Marty Supreme.
I think Wicked's getting shut out tonight.
It seems like it, so I'm probably gonna get another 4 out of 5 on this category.
What do you got, John?
Frankie, Hamnet, Marty, One Battle, Sinners. Boring list, but I think that's the 5.
One Battle. Interesting. Here we go. We've got Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, and Sinners. John is spot on because he's
spot
great at it.
on, and they blocked out Wicked yet again.
Yeah, Wicked's not getting shit.
No, it's not going to get anything.
No.
Here we go. Sound. We've been talking about this for a little
Here we
while. Let's talk about sound. John, who do you got for sound this year?
Sound. Where's that on my list? We're the nitty gritty here.
I think after this, it's just the screenplays.
Visual
Sound.
effects too.
Oh,
I've
okay.
got F1, Vroom Vroom, Sinners, Frankie, One Battle, and Mission Impossible.
Ooh, interesting
see.
list. I kind of forgot that came out this year. Jeremy, go ahead.
I have F1. Here's a fine spot for it to be, not Best Picture.
Correct.
Sinners, One Battle After Another. Avatar, another fine spot for it to be, not costume design. And Frankenstein.
Interesting. Jeremy and I are spot on with those first 4, and then instead of Frankenstein, I've got Surratt because they seem to love it, and it was a very sound-heavy film for sure.
Sure.
All right, let's take a look. We've got F1. Well done. Frankenstein. I'm probably wrong. One Battle After Another. Sinners.
You
and
are right.
Surratt.
So they got rid of One Battle. No, they got rid of
no Avatar.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong category.
Sinners.
Here we go. Yeah, they got rid of Avatar on my
Yeah.
list.
No Avatar.
No Mission Impossible.
And no Mission Impossible.
I'm sorry, slightly distracted for a moment. My wife is trying to pick up a grocery order because we're about to have this giant snowstorm, and she's been waiting for 45 minutes.
Oh boy.
God. My parents told me about that too, since I'm originally from PA, and apparently it's supposed to be crazy snowstorm.
We ordered this morning, and it got delayed 3 times, and now here we are. All right, next up, visual effects.
You want our wish list for sound, or?
Yeah, please. Why did I say that? Wish list for sound. What do you want there, John?
I'm going with It Was Just an Accident, just for the final scene alone. Sound plays a very big part of that scene, and so I thought that was appropriate.
That's a good point.
Sinners, F1. I'm going to shout out Ephus again, just because of the way that film is shot. It's very. Ryan, we were talking about the atmosphere
spatial
of a surround
awareness.
sound
Yeah.
of the dialogue on the baseball field. It's very directional. You can tell where the conversations are taking place, even though they're not on camera. Very interesting sound design. And number 1, I'm going with Warfare, the most immersive sound experience of any film this year. No score, just boots on the ground, audio, incredible.
So I got to be honest, I did not like Warfare in any way, but the only thing I put on my list that should be here is Warfare. Like there should be nothing even close to winning sound except for Warfare.
I did not see Warfare for the reason that I know I'm not going to like it, but I'm sure you're both right. So I don't doubt you. I had F1, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, and No Other Choice.
Great sound. Park Chan-wook. Great.
It's masterful in all the technical categories and all the
not according to the Academy.
Not according to the Academy, who I strongly disagree with.
All right, let's go to visual effects. Who do you got here, Jeremy?
I have Avatar again, a perfectly good place for it, other than other places. F1 again, Superman, Frankenstein. They usually go with some kind of superhero movie in this category, and that seems to be the one. Frankenstein, and once again, I have Wicked for Good, so I'll probably be wrong.
Very, very similar to mine. I had Avatar, Begonia, Sinners, Superman, and Wicked for Good.
I've got Avatar, F1, Superman, Sinners, and a movie I haven't seen, but I've seen it on a few different lists. The Lost Bus. You guys familiar with this?
Oh,
I've heard of that one. Have not seen.
It's a very fire-heavy film. I think that's.
It could be. It could be. I didn't like the movie, but certainly good visual effects.
So we've got Avatar, Fire and Ash. Makes sense over costumes. F1 for visual effects.
Oh my
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Well, God, I hate that movie so much.
So bad. It's so bad.
The Lost Bus.
There you go.
And Sinners. Wow.
They got rid of. So once again, Wicked got snubbed, and they also really don't.
No Frankenstein either.
No Frankenstein.
They don't seem to like Frankenstein too much.
A lot of practical effects in Frankenstein.
No Superman. No Begonia.
Oh, no Superman. Wow.
I'm flabbergasted. They usually have a superhero movie in this category.
Jeez, that is an interesting list here.
They don't like Superman saving the dog. They're like, mark it down here. Academy hates dogs.
That's the only reason, Jeremy. All right. Wants for this one, John. Who did you have on your list?
Obviously, Avatar. I mean, the whole movie is a visual effect, and the costumes were great. Mickey 17. Shout out Mickey 17. The creature design was fantastic. Final Destination Bloodlines.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the opening sequence is pretty spectacular.
Yep.
I included a shout out some weird ones here. Zissou, Road to Revenge.
Oh,
a little too much CGI for my taste, but still impressive. And Paddington in Peru. I included that one.
Okay.
For my daughter.
Amazing. Jeremy, who do you got for visual effects that you want?
Well, I did have Superman in my personal list. I did have Avatar in my personal list, even if I'm not a fan of it. You can't deny the effects in that movie.
Yeah.
Are crazy. I had Resurrection in my list, that earlier mentioned to be gone film, and I also had Final Destination as well.
I had Avatar, I had Begonia, Sinners, Final Destination. Why can I not speak tonight? I'm so sorry. And then one big one for me, which is mostly leaning on the practical effects. Bring Her Back was just visually a feast this year. Love that movie. All right. Next up, writing for adapted screenplay. Mr. Jeremy the writer, who do you got down for adapted screenplay that you're guessing?
We're down. These are the last two categories, huh? I got what I think they're gonna pick. Obviously, One Battle. Obviously, Hamnet. Obviously, Frankenstein. Obviously, Begonia. Well, not obviously Begonia. Pretty sure Begonia, and pretty sure Train Dreams.
I think those are the four locks there.
Yeah.
I've got the same 5 as Jeremy.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at those exact 5 then. Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Train Dreams.
There they are.
I picked these 5 for my want list too. I never paid much attention to the adaptation, but that's probably on me. Anything different here for you, John?
I included One Battle, Begonia. I went with No Other Choice, Mickey 17, and The Life of Chuck. I thought that was a great screenplay.
I should have thought about that a little bit better because Life of Chuck and technically Ugly Stepsister could have been eligible
Yeah.
here too. Jeremy, go ahead.
I kept on Train Dreams and Hamnet, and the other 3 I swapped out for The Life of Chuck. No Other Choice, and Chronology of Water.
Well, I think this is the last one. So Jeremy, or let's go John first. John, original screenplay. Who do you got?
Sure. Sinners, Marty, Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, and Weapons.
Pretty close.
Interesting.
What do you got on this one there, Jeremy?
I have all the same except for instead of Weapons, I have The Secret Agent, which it seems like they really enjoy. So
That's true.
I'm really hoping for It Was Just an Accident here because this would be its only nomination at this point, and I think it deserves it. Something.
Nothing yet is wild. That's crazy. So I had Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Weapons, kind of like John, and then I took a stab here. I feel like they might give one to Blue Moon. The writing in this to set it all in one room, I feel like it might do well.
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, there it is.
It is.
Blue Moon.
Wow.
It Was Just an Accident. Got one.
Okay,
Wow.
Yay, hooray.
Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
Oh, they got rid of One Battle.
No, that was adapted.
Oh, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the wrong list. They got rid of Secret Agent on my list.
Yeah, and Weapons on ours.
So,
On yours list.
so Weapons only got supporting actress.
Amy Madigan.
Amy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So listen, baby steps for the Academy. It's they one horror movie a year, Sinners.
Well, I mean, to be frank, they did pretty well in genre this year. I mean,
Well,
for Weapons,
the record for 16 nominations. as
Ugly
you-
Stepsister, Frankenstein.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm a little annoyed that Weapons only got 1, seeing how I had it in my Best Picture 10.
I would agree. I would fully agree. Let's check in on what you wanted here, John.
Wants for original screenplay. No surprises here for me. Number 1, Sinners. Number 2, Marty. Number 3, Weapons. Number 4, It Was Just an Accident. And number 5, Eddington.
Nice. Jeremy, you're 5.
Resurrection, yet again. Sentimental Value. Sorry, Baby. I really love that movie. I wish that had gotten more attention. Yeah, just too indie, I suppose. And Rental Family, I loved. And one of perhaps the tightest scripts this entire year, in my opinion, Wake Up Dead Man, my favorite of the Knives Out trilogy.
I still need to see that. Favorite of the 3.
Interesting.
How'd you feel about that one, John?
The Knives Out movies just aren't for me. They're too long. They're too convoluted. There's too much exposition at the end. They're not for me. With that being said, stylistically speaking, the cinematography in this most recent one was pretty cool. They did some really neat stuff with the stained glass and all of that, their shadow work. They're not for me, but they're pretty popular, and I'm sure he's going to keep making them because no love here at all, right? For
Nothing at all. Nope.
Nothing for that, which is interesting because I think both of the first 2 at least got some
I think so.
nominations.
I mean, it was a very strong year this year overall, though.
That's true.
It was.
So how do we feel about the nominations? Anything that is other than the major snubs that we've talked about, like Park Chan-wook's film getting nothing is kind of crazy.
That's my biggest upset. I almost don't care about just about anything else. Even F1 being in Best Picture is annoying because I don't think it belongs there compared to the other 9, but nothing like that compares to Park Chan-wook being completely snubbed for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. For some reason, the Academy is allergic to him. they need to be careful because I mean to not nominate him for international is a little. I mean, it's just kind of absurd.
At the very least.
At the very
like,
least.
Very least, if not director and best picture as well. But
with that being said, they did some cool stuff. They did some cool. Delroy Lindo, that nomination was great.
Yep.
That was
like
a pleasant surprise. Yeah.
The Ugly Stepsister being on there, like a Shudder body horror Danish film or Norwegian film, whatever it is. That being Oscar nominated is crazy.
Yeah.
Sinners having 16 nominations, a vampire film. I mean,
a sexy vampire film.
A sexy.
Even though they added a category this year, and that helped it get to 16, the record was 14. It would have broken the record.
Still would have broken
the record was Everything Everywhere previously.
Yeah. And so I think it's a shame that Jafar Panahi only got the screenplay.
Yeah.
I think it would have been really a good opportunity to get him up there to give a speech. I don't know if he would have won directing or anything like that, but maybe he can get up there for screenwriting.
Maybe. I'm happy that he got at least one nomination.
Listen, there was a lot of big. I mean, Sinners, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sentimental Value had to have had at least 8 or 9 nominations apiece.
Those are the 3 they love the most.
Yeah. So
we got a question from Stan. Predictions for Best Picture winner. With the number of noms, I think it's a 2-way battle between One Battle After Another and Sinners at this point.
Those are the 2 big ones. I think Hamnet maybe stands a chance after the Golden Globe win, but it's number 3 after those 2, certainly.
Well, and they surprisingly didn't get as much as I expected tonight.
Hamnet did not get as much as I expected tonight, no.
For most of the season, it's just been it's Paul Thomas Anderson's year. But with that being said, having 16 nominations is undeniable. The power that film has. And
I think it's possible Paul Thomas Anderson could win director, but maybe Sinners still wins picture.
I think that could be the way it goes. If I were gambling, I'd still put my money on One Battle After Another winning Best Picture, but Sinners has a real shot for sure.
This is a crazy list. I will say Avatar getting nominated for costumes is pretty freaking ridiculous. That to me is more ridiculous than F1 getting up there for Best Picture.
Well, yeah, because that one's more expected. Like they always do, like John said, that like crowd pleaser one. Yeah. Like Top Gun, same director.
In the chat, John Stumpf says Park Chan-wook got expelled from the WGA, didn't he? So he might not be in high regard to the Academy anymore.
Oh, that's interesting. I forgot about that.
All I can say is that just goes to show what a fucking snobby contest
politics game. Yeah.
The fact that it's an amazing film and that people love makes apparently no difference to the Academy. They just care about stuff like that, which is bullshit.
I don't need to say the words "The Testament of Anne Lee" anymore, but yeah, that one's pissing me off too. Is that one eligible next year? Let's just throw it in for that one.
And even the movies that I didn't love, which we kind of briefly touched on a little bit here and there, I'm still happy for some of those nominations because again, it shows that at least despite my slander towards the Academy just a moment ago, it shows that they're at least branching out and having a little bit of an open mind in regards to some horror and genre films such as Weapons and Ugly Stepsister that I personally didn't love, but I'm happy to see them getting nominated.
That's all right. You've been wrong before. It's okay. Any other, like, what's the most underappreciated movie this year, in your opinion, John?
Underappreciated movie this year. I've talked about Twinless. I've talked about The Surfer. I've talked about Warfare. I've talked about the Smashing Machine movies that I liked. I haven't talked about Highest to Lowest, which is it's a flawed film, but it really kind of when you have Denzel Washington in the passenger seat of a car shadow boxing the James Brown, like you can't go wrong for me. And I love Spike; he's very stylistic. Jeremy, I really like The Life of Chuck as well. Anytime I'm glad Ethan Hawke got nominated. Anytime you get him on a red carpet or campaigning, I love listening to him talk about film. I love listening to him talk about his process. It's it's interesting in a year that Steven Soderbergh put out 2 movies. He's not anywhere to be found here this year.
Not at all.
I liked Black Bag and I liked Presence. I didn't love either one.
I like Black Bag way more than Presents, but yeah.
Yeah, it's this is a year that we had both Safdie brothers come out with their own films. Obviously, Josh's has been recognized much more than The Smashing Machine.
Mhm.
But with that being said, both Smashing Machine has a nomination as well, so it's kind of cool to see both of them be nominated respectively. I like Jake Kelly as well. I know that's not didn't get any love.
Yeah.
A lot of dad movies this year.
A lot of dad movies.
So I
love Noah Baumbach, but I was a little disappointed with Jake Kelly, unfortunately.
I was, as I was watching it, I wasn't connecting with it totally, but the final 10 minutes kind of wrecked me as a dad who travels for work. I was like, okay, this is hitting. And so I really like the ending of Jay Kelly, also a flawed movie. But I think that the Academy did a pretty good job of representing the year in film. I think it's a diverse list. I think there were some interesting choices. It's gonna be a fun night in March. We'll do this again in March.
In the chat, John's pointing out this is the first time since 2011 that the winner of the People's Choice Award at TIFF has not been nominated for Best Picture, which would have been Life of Chuck, which is that's a crazy point.
Well, that is what I was. That was my short answer for what I believe to be an underappreciated. I mean,
I would agree.
We discussed how a shame it is that Park Chan-wook isn't being represented. But yeah, Life of Chuck. I would have liked to have seen something as my favorite movie of the year and as how much I love it. So that's my short answer there for that. Also, I love Nirvana the band, the show, the movie. To Madhouse's comment, it does not officially come out until it was at a couple of festivals, which is where I saw
February,
it.
right?
Yeah, February. So, I don't think that'll get any Oscar love anyway, so it's a moot point regardless. But go see it in February because I loved it.
Underappreciated, Jeremy. Any other films that you want to shout out as underappreciated?
I shouted out all of them already. Go see Life of Chuck if you haven't already. Go see Resurrection. Go see Chronology of Water. See The Surfer. See On Becoming a Guinea Fowl. And see. I'll leave it at that. Those are a few good ones that are on the top of my list that didn't get love.
A couple more before we walk out the door, just because I feel like we didn't mention them at all tonight, and that's kind of crazy to me. The History of Sound. Did you see that one, John?
I did. And I didn't quite understand why that movie wasn't talked about more as an awards picture. I mean, it's obviously Oscar bait. It's beautifully shot. It's very much a downer. But I thought it was pretty damn good. I think it should have definitely been the conversation for a few of the categories. I'm with you there.
I haven't seen it yet, by the way. So.
I think it's on Mubi as well.
It is a movie film, so it better be on Mubi.
Yeah. Okay.
If not, what's the point? And 2 crazy performances. I mean, Josh O'Connor, who's been in everything this year, and Paul Mescal, who had another great movie this year. Just two really great actors in a great movie. 2 that we did not mention tonight that never would have been nominated for anything, but I feel like nobody is talking about them now. She Rides Shotgun. I feel like is going to be looked back on as something that we should have appreciated in its time, and it's freaking great. Taron Egerton is incredible in it, directed by Nick Rowland. And then not sure if either of you have seen that one or this next one, but people need to talk about it. The Threesome. Did you see The Threesome this year?
I like The Threesome a lot.
It is so wonderfully written. It's about a man and 2 women who have a threesome, and both halves kind of fall in love with the male half, and then somebody gets pregnant, and it's a great story, wonderfully written, beautifully acted.
Zoe Deutch in general.
Zoe Deutch is great. Yeah,
she was great in Novell as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Threesome. I didn't see She Rides Shotgun or History of Sound. Both were on my list to watch. So.
Kind of crazy that I saw so many that you didn't, and you saw like every movie under the sun.
No, yet I still have some to catch up on, surprisingly.
Incredible. Anything else you want to shout out tonight, gentlemen? Anything you got coming up you want to talk about, or social media to follow? Which Letterbox is in the description. Follow everybody for the Letterbox right now.
Oh, please, yeah. I've
That'd
been
be
getting
great.
a lot of letterbox follows thanks to Antenna as well. So, but I always welcome more.
Castration movie. I need to watch that. I've got it. I've got a copy on my computer. I need to watch because I'm supposed to be interviewing somebody for it here soon.
Yeah.
Did either of you see Castration movie at all?
Nope.
No.
No. We'll be talking about a disc release for that movie here soon. So,
Hooray.
anything else, John? Any shout outs? Any events coming up?
No events coming up. It's just kind of the quiet time of year for me. And give me a follow on X and Instagram if you like baseball and you like movies. That's all
Jeremy?
I got.
Follow Jeremy if you like baseball as well.
Yeah. I talk a lot about baseball. I love when they score a basket.
Baseball is cinema, though, especially when you're watching a John DeMarsico.
Buy the merch too.
I forgot to link that. I'm sorry. I'm a bad friend. Jeremy, anything else for you?
I'm just at Jeremy Long on Instagram, trying to working on a lot of things, trying to get back into comedy maybe this year. Been doing a few more shows lately. So you can see me post about that on there if you're local and want to come. And as Ryan mentioned, Letterboxd if you love movies and want to see what I think about them.
At Jeremy Long on Instagram and on Pornhub. We will see you on the next one, and we'll be back for the Oscar stream eventually. Thank y'all.
Long Jeremy.
That's the other guy. Have a good night. We'll talk to you. Stay safe, stay warm this week, and I'll be live again in 40 minutes if you want to come back. See y'all. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share it with someone else that may appreciate this.